Assalamu alaikum. I am Dr. Rumana with your histology practical on pituitary gland. So let's start with it. Pituitary gland is also called as hypophysis, and it is one of the major endocrine gland that produces several hormones which influence the activity of other endocrine glands. And it is divided into two main parts, that is the adenohypophysis and the neurohypophysis. Both have got a different embryological origin. As you have studied in embryology, that the adenohypophysis, it arises from the ectoderm, while neurohypophysis arises from the neuroderm. And histologically, when we have a view of pituitary gland, we see that the adenohypophysis is further divided into two main parts, that is the pars distalis and the pars intermedius. Now, the pars distalis is actually the thicker part, and it develops from the anterior wall of the rectus pouch, and therefore it lies anterior to the fissure, while an extension of this pars distalis is called as pars tubularis, which surrounds the infundibulum. Now, posterior to the fissure lies the pars intermedia, which is the part of adenohypophysis, and it develops from the posterior wall of the rectus pouch and exists in the form of a thin cellular partition between the pars distalis and neurohypophysis. Now coming over to the neurohypophysis, which is also called as the posterior pituitary, it consists of two parts, infundibulum and pars nervosa. The infundibulum is the short stalk by which the hypophysis is attached to the median eminence, which is a part of the hypothalamus. So, posteriorly is present the pars nervosa, and from the infundibulum it conveys the axons of the hypothalamo hypophyseal tract to the pars nervosa. So this is a division of the pituitary gland. Now we will come over with a detailed study, that is the adenohypophysis. As I have already told you, that it is divided into pars distalis, pars tubularis and the pars intermedia. Now one by one we will deal with these. Number one is the pars distalis. The pars distalis is actually constituting about 75% of the pituitary gland. It is surrounded by a dense fibrous capsule, and the parenchyma of the pars distalis consists of cords and cluster of cells which are supported by a scanty connective tissue stroma. As I've told you that the parenchyma has got the arrangement of the cells in the form of cords and clusters, and they have got a very scanty connective tissue. And in between them are present fenestrated capillaries between these cords and clusters of parenchymal cell. Now, according to they are further, these cells are further classified according to the staining properties. They are either called as chromophils or chromophobes. So, chromophobe cells show little or no affinity for the dye, so they stain very poorly. Now the chromophil stain very well because they contain stainable secretory granules in their cytoplasm. So it is clear that the chromophobes, they do not contain any secretory granules, and therefore they do not take up any stain. While the chromophils, they have got secretory granules and therefore they take up the stains. Now these granules have either affinity for the acidic dyes or for the basic dyes. When they have got an affinity for the acidic dye, they are called as acidophils, and therefore they will take a red or orange color or pink color when they are stained with the hematoxylin. While the basophilic cells, they have granules which have got affinity for the basic dye, and they will therefore take up the bluish color. Now, according to the classification of the pars distalis cell, according to their functional activity, Now, they are further divided into five main types. These cells are known as then somatotrophs, lectotrophs, corticotrophs, gonadotrophs, and thyrotrophs. So these five type of cells, we will be dealing with each of them. That first of all is the somatotrophs. They are constituting about 50% of the cells of the pars dicellis. Now, please, you have to draw a name first, the somatotrophs, and then you'll have to draw the shape of the cell also along with it. So, the cells are oval and they contain a centrally placed spherical nucleus. These secrete growth hormones, and when they are stained with the tissues are stained with hematoxin and eosin, they are seen that they take up an acidophilic staining. Now, I will repeat again, somatotrophs, they are 50% of the cells of the pars distalis. What is the shape of the cell? They are oval in shape with a centrally placed spherical nucleus. Draw this type of cell of each of these also. Then, what does it secrete? It secretes growth hormone. And which type of stain it takes? It takes up acidophilic stain. Now coming over to the lectotrophs, they are also called as mammotrophs. They constitute about uh, 15 to 20% of the total cells of the pars distalis. Now what is the shape of the cell? They are polygonal in shape. With what is the shape of the nuclei? They have got oval nuclei. What is the does they secrete? They secrete prolactin. What type of staining it takes? They take up acidophilic staining of the secretory granules. I will repeat it again. Mammotrophs constitute about 15 to 20% of the total number of cells of the pars distalis. The shape of the cell is polygonal with oval nuclei. Note it down, oval nuclei. Then they secrete prolactin and they have got the acidophilic affinity for the acidic dyes, so they take up pinkish color. The corticotrophs, they constitute about 15 to 20% of the total pars distalis cell. And what is the shape of the cell? The cells are polygonal in shape and the nucleus is located eccentrically. Please note down the shape of the cell and what is the position of the nuclei, because you will have to draw all these cells together to form cords or clusters when you will be drawing adenohypophysis. Now the secretory granules, they will take up basophilic staining. And what does it secrete? It secretes adrenocorticotrophic hormone. I'll repeat it again. Corticotrophic cells are actually constituting about 15 to 20% of the total pars distalis cell. The cells are polygonal with a rounded nucleus which is located in an eccentric position, and their secretory granules have an affinity for the basophilic stain. And what does it secrete? They secrete adrenocorticotrophic hormones and beta lipotrophin also. Now coming over to the gonadotrophs, they constitute about 10% of the total parenchymal cells. Now gonadotrophs, they are constituting about 10% of the total parenchymal cells. The shape of the cell is, the cells are oval cells with a rounded nuclei. The cytoplasm contains secretory granules which take a basophilic stain. And what does they secrete? They secrete FSH and LH hormones. Now coming over to the thyrotrophs. The thyrotrophs constitute about 5% of the total pars distalis cells. And the shape of the cell is that they are made up of relatively large oval cell with round eccentrically placed nucleus. and the secretory granules have affinity for basic dye, and they secrete thyroid stimulating hormone. So we have discussed the five type of cells according to the classifications of pars distalis cell according to their functional activity. That is the somatotrophs, lactotrophs, corticotrophs, gonadotrophs, and thyrotrophs. We have further discussed that the type of staining they are taking, that is acidophilic or basophilic. Somatotrophs and lactotrophs, they are acidophilic, while the corticotrophs, gonadotrophs, and thyrotrophs, they take up the basophilic staining. Coming over to the second division of the adenohypophysis, first we have done the pars distalis and the type of cells which are present in it. Now coming over to the second part of it, that is the pars intermedia. The pars intermedia of the adenohypophysis is a thin zone which is composed mainly of cords of basophilic polygonal cells which are called as melanotrophs. Its function is not clearly known, but in lower animal it does secrete melanocyte stimulating hormone. Then coming over to the third division of the adenohypophysis, that is the pars tubularis or the pars infundibularis. The pars tubularis surrounds the infundibulum in the form of collar. It consists mainly of groups or cords of cell which are taking up basophilic staining, and the shape of the cell is cuboidal, which contain lipid droplets and glycogen granules. So this completes the adenohypophysis. First we discussed the pars distalis, then the pars intermedia, and then the pars tubularis or the pars infundibularis. And these cells are actually associated with the hypophyseal portal system. The neurohypophysis. As I've already told you that the neurohypophysis is further divided into two parts, pars nervosa and the infundibulum. So first discussing the pars nervosa, it consists of unmyelinated nerve fibers which are the axons. They number two, fenestrated capillaries and a special type of glial cells, that is the supporting cells which are called as the pituocytes. Now this question is asked that what are pituocytes? So they are the specialized glial cells which are present in the pars nervosa. Now the unmyelinated nerve fibers, they are about 1 lakh in number, and they are the axons of neurosecretory neurons, and they are located in the supraoptic and the paraventricular nuclei of the hypothalamus. These then axons, they converge at the median eminence to form a bundle of nerve fibers which is called as the hypothalamo hypophyseal tract. And it is also seen that they have got neurosecretory material which is produced in the cell body of the neurons of the supraoptic and paraventricular nuclei of the hypothalamus, moves along the axon of this hypothalamo hypophyseal tract into the pars nervosa. And moreover, two hormones are released from the pars nervosa, that is the oxytocin and the vasopressin. However, large accumulation of the neurosecretory material is called as the Herring bodies, and they can be seen as basophilic masses of irregular shape and sizes which are located very close to the blood capillaries, and they are present along the axon terminal or as well as along its length. So these two questions are usually asked, that what are Herring bodies? They are the, when we stain the slide of the pituitary, and in the pars nervosa we see basophilic staining masses along the axon length. So these are called as the Herring bodies. And what are pituocytes? The pituocytes are the specialized glial cells. This is the microscopic picture of the pituitary gland. On your right side, you can see the different staining and clusters of the cell in the form of cords and rounded structures which are separated from each other by means of scanty connective tissue. This is actually the anterior pituitary, and this is how it appears under the microscope. In between, you can see that there are basophilic staining rounded cords of the cell, and they are also containing colloid material in it. While coming over to the left side, you can see the posterior pituitary, that is a pars nervosa, which consists of unmyelinated axons of the nerve fibers. I will show you in other slide these things separately also. Now coming over to the next slide. Now in this slide, on the left side, you see pars intermedia. Pars intermedia, as I have told you, that it is the part of adenohypophysis, and this is separating a thin zone which is separating the adenohypophysis and the neurohypophysis. Now see the cells, they are bluish staining, and it means that it is a thin zone which is composed mainly of the cords of basophilic polygonal cells, and some of them have got colloid material in between them also. And coming below where it is labeled as neurohypophysis, you can see unmyelinated axons. Now in the other slide, you can see that along the axon length you see thickened basophilic staining material. These are called as the herring bodies, which is the collection of the neurosecretory material. This is the microscopic picture of adenohypophysis. Can you see the clusters of the cell in the form of cords and different staining? Some of them, they are taking up the acidophilic staining, appearing pink. Some of them are appearing as blue structures, and the different size and the placement of the nuclei, and in between them is very scanty connective tissue. This is showing the parenchyma of the pars distalis, which is formed by two types of cells, acidophilic staining cells and the basophilic staining cell, and which is further classified into that these cells are of 5 different types: somatotrophs, gonadotrophs, thyrotrophs, and what else? Gonadotrophs and the mammotrophs. So you will have to draw these cells separately also with the labeling that somatotrophs. Then you will have to draw their cell in the form of oval cell with a centrally placed nucleus and the acidophilic staining. Like this, you have to make separate types of cell. And when you collectively draw them in the diagram, they will be forming the pars distalis. So this completes your practical on pituitary gland. Now the C batch will view this lecture on Monday, and the B and A batch will view this lecture on Tuesday. And you can send me the complete diagram with the assignment after your Eid holidays. So thank you very much for listening.